fate protects fools, little children, and ships named Enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to some more Stellaris as NX-01 continues on its, continues on its continuing mission. Goes forth and progresses even with its continuing mission of mostly just surveying systems. I mean, really the first contact is left to the envoys, but, you know. Anywho, I guess that's technically not true. They are the first to make contact, and then diplomatic relations are established with the envoys, so it is still more friendly in that perspective. But let us keep going forwards.
Speak boldly, or not at all.
And, well, can we get... no, that requires positive relations. And for now, we're just friendly. Okay, what about over here? We already have everything. Yes. Tellarite.
He's suffering from paranoia.
Same. And the Denobulans. It's going to take a little bit of doing as well. I suppose I could send one envoy to improve relations with the Andorians. They are the most important ones to get on our side because they're the most warlike and the most militarized of all the societies. So it's very important to get them on our side. I've changed the UI, as you can see. This is the New Horizons Universal UI. I tried the Federation UI and it crashes the game. It's just right at the start. You can't even run the game like at all. It just instantly crashes the game as soon as you click play. If a fix appears at some point in the near future, that would be lovely. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, what can we do about it? Alien writing somewhere. That is fascinating. Okay, let's think about this. Currently we have 4 science ships and 2 construction ships. I might want to build 1 more of each as soon as this, well, right now basically, as soon as this... Oh, I keep misclicking. It's because the UI changes the placement of the buttons ever so slightly, and my instinct is to click here, but it's actually a little bit lower now, so yeah, just never mind. Interesting, we do have a Scout Frontier class vessel as well. I didn't know we had those. That's interesting. Let's build a construction ship and a science ship. It was going to take up most of our resources, but hey. Let's go over here to... Ha! That's interesting. So these scouts, can they be used as science ships? Probably not, right? Yeah, I don't think so. No, probably not. These are just regular combat ships. Okay. Unfortunate. I mean, truth be told, most of the human ships out there, or Federation ships, if you will, out there are, in actual fact, science vessels that just happen to be able to do combat. Obviously, it depends on the era, but that's kind of their primary objective and their primary function. It's exploration, and combat is more of a side effect of occasionally exploring into something you really shouldn't be. But we are limited by the game engine here somewhat, so... the silent enemy. Okay. I know this event, but I don't remember the episode. This is from an episode, but never mind. It's let's not use. I'm gonna try not. I'm gonna try and not use my knowledge from actual episodes to proceed. To choose how I'm going to proceed. So yeah. So this was the USS Ride, and that made contact with a silent enemy. After a day in orbit of Ross 154 with no progress in locating the source of the unusual subspace readings, Captain Anna Kreutz, I think, prepares to give the order to move on to the USS Ride's next survey target. Months later, the ship's sensors detect a surge in subspace activity followed by the appearance of an alien ship off the port bow. Hailing the vessel proves fruitless, and after several minutes of silent confrontation, the ship warps away. Attempt to follow the ship, wait for the ship to return, or leave orbit. We don't want a confrontation. Let us attempt to follow the ship. Within minutes of aliens entering warp, the USS Ride's sensors lock onto their vessels. A lock on their vessel starts to deteriorate. 5 minutes more and the ship has disappeared from sensors completely. Captain Anna Kreutz orders additional power to the sensors and finds another subspace disturbance is detected several light hours away. Adding to the coordinates, the vessel appeared to be attempting to widen the disturbance through... Sorry, I can't read apparently. It is 3 AM in the morning, though you will excuse me, arriving, not adding, arriving. At the coordinates, the vessel appears to be attempting to widen the disturbance through a tachyon, mission of an unknown nature. However, the USS Ride draws nearer, emissions are cut. The vessel raises its shields and powers up what appears to be its weapons. Full power to weapons engaged. Let's not engage them first, because they're not firing on us. Let's hail them. Okay, USS Ride's communications officer repeats an all-frequencies hail to the alien vessel. Bridge crew awaits response in tense silence, with only the hum of the ship's engines in the background. An alert chimes, transport beams from the alien vessel have been detected throughout the ship, and weapons fire warnings have triggered across a number of decks. At the same time, the enemy vessel has warped away. The boarding action apparently a distraction. Security teams report to the bridge and the decks where these things have, where the aliens have appeared. Alright, security teams assemble throughout key sections of the ship, beam rifles in hand. I don't think they had beam rifles at this point yet. But whatever, the equivalent of, right? Oh, sorry. The sound of enemy disruptor weapons ring through the corridors while crew report their own stun settings as being ineffective. The tactical officer moves through the USS Ride deck by deck with a team of combat veteran officers, pushing the borders back further and further until at last they are bottled in around the main cargo bay. Captain Anna Kreutz uses the intercom to demand the aliens surrender, but they either do not understand or refuse to accept. The remaining boarders, 5 in total, appear to converse briefly before collectively firing their weapons at the cargo bay doors. The air in the cargo bay is pushed into space along with the remaining boarders. Emergency force fields are put in place around the section, and the ship is secured as security collects various pieces of discarded alien weaponry and equipment. Well, there we go. That was the silent enemy, and we got some tech out of it, so... Actually, a good bit of tech out of it, so it wasn't all a waste. The Call Andor Scrolls. Greetings from the Andorian Empire, Prime Minister Nathan Samuels. I wish it were not so, but I'm afraid I must request a favour from the human people. Tellarite technocracy has long refused to return the Call Andor Scrolls to their rightful home on Andoria. Would you be willing to represent us in the matter? And the Call Andor what now? They were presented to the Tellarite first speaker shortly after our first contact with the people. The Tellarite government have since betrayed us and claimed the temporary nature of the agreement was never agreed. The scrolls have enormous cultural value as the earliest known documentation of modern Andorian political theory. Their presence on Tellar Prime is proving intolerable to many on Andoria. We will assist our Andorian allies, of course. Have our gratitude. Okay.
Establishing colony.
We shall
No experience in interstellar affair.
talk about this
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
and try and deal with the situation somehow. It's automatic, I'm assuming, so there's not much I need to do. Okay, now I am going to sell some of these things that I don't need in order to be able to buy what I lack. Genius, right? I know. Colandor Scrolls. Terra Technocracy agreed to return the Colandor Scrolls. Need access to the scrolls with all the Terra. Alright, good. Excellent. Excellent, we've
Always walk
brokered
cautiously.
another
What can the Imperial Guard do for you?
agreement, I suppose, between friendly neighbours, and we are not to be at each other's throats, I suppose, which is only a good thing. Wow, depends on who you ask, but for us, as far as we're concerned, is a good thing. Alright, let's recruit one more scientist and send him on his way to explore, well, wherever, honestly. Well, not quite wherever. I do want to give him some directions as to where they should go. And we are colonizing our first planet. Soon one more, I think. Yeah, we're going to have a Andorian... Let's call it Greenland, why not? So the Andorians is Greenland, right? I guess it's only ever so slightly less inaccurate than the actual Greenland here on Earth, so fair enough. Phase cannons on field. Phase cannons. Something offense being the best defense.
Technology discovered.
Okay, a problem in frequencies. Surely some extra funding will help. We can afford it. Let's get some extra funding. Oh, it's those things. Alright. Don't have a lot of respect for that particular empire, but you will, or I guess we will all see how and why in a little bit. Let's get these star bases up and running, because we are, as much as I hate to admit it, we are kind of racing against the other civilizations around us. Even though we are good friends, I still need to hog up all these resources so I can actually form the Federation. Now, speaking of Federation, can I not... no, unfortunately I can't check that yet. That's fine. I need to check what I need to actually do in order to be able to form the Federation, because you don't form it the same way you do in regular Stellaris, as in this Federation is much, much better. You actually get to annex members of the Federation, so you turn into one actual country, which is, you know, useful, unlike Federations in most of the vanilla game. I mean, I'm mostly kidding. They're not entirely useless, but they're not great, let's say.
Technology discovered.
Resource station out. Oh, sorry, research station output. Let's go for the cheaper tech first.
Survey complete.
I don't think I need these influence points for anything other than what I'm currently doing, which is just expanding. Expand Starfleet Academy. Add Starfleet Academy to Earth with the following results. Max Education Districts produces 2. 1810. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add Starfleet Academy. I think that's a one-time thing. Found training facility on Titan. Ooh, I would like that as well. Huh. Yeah, these are very, very interesting. Like unique decisions for each of the... Not for each of the planets, but for various different planets and stuff. Yeah, Martian terraforming as well. Dream of a blue planet. Why can we not do that? I have the resources, why can I not? Probably because I don't have the terraforming tech, I would imagine. Yeah, probably. Okay, Universal Translator.
Our presence in the galaxy
Well, we do
has
get
not gone by
contact with the Orion Trade Union, which is... Well, you know, it's the Orion Trade Union. But let's get working on this Universal Translator. It is going to take a long, long while, but... Well, we need it. Pretty gosh darn badly. Alpha Centauri still isn't scouted all the way through. Oh, speaking of scouting, I might want to reduce the autosave timer like once every 2 years or so. For now, at least. But my problem is that later down the line, it's a little bit.
construction complete.
Well, the game slows down a little bit more, and there's more things happening. And in case of some crashes or anything, I don't want to miss out. But yeah. I will, I think, put up one additional challenge for myself with this, because it's going pretty well so far. I think the additional challenge will be I'm not going to specialize planets too much. I might specialize them on some resources, but generally speaking, there's two ways of managing planets. You can either focus on 1 to 2 things. For example, on Mars, we can focus on mining minerals. So we put up industrial districts all the way, like all of them. We put up one building that produces the resources needed to maintain the industrial districts. And we have Mars producing a ton of minerals, and that's the only thing Mars produces. It will be lacking in everything else, but it will excel at producing minerals. Next, we grab, for example, Earth, and we focus it. Well, it's difficult to focus Earth on anything because it's already so developed. But for example, this planet, and we focus on making energy here. Would that be good? Yeah, we just need to not make food. So we make energy here, and that's the only thing we make. And then the next planet, and here we make, for example, I don't know, whatever is the next big thing, right? Food. Can we make food here? Yeah, sure we can. There you go. So we make food here. And you specialize each of the planets into something, and that's generally not bad. It's actually pretty good, especially if you don't end up losing any of your planets. And your army is strong. That's great. But I think I'm going to challenge myself a little bit extra and try and roleplay as the Federation of Planets would, and try and make each planet as pleasant to live on as possible. So you can have everything. You have different opportunities for different jobs, you have different resources being produced, different career paths and everything. It's not going to be as streamlined and straightforward. You could say, well, if you don't like the job, you could just move. Yeah, but, you know, it doesn't seem very Star Trek. It doesn't seem very Federation to me. It seems very Star Trek, but not very Federation. So that's the idea, at least. Plus, it does make it kind of easier to play, because you don't need to keep track of what planet is doing what. You just sort of upgrade them all. Guaranteeing independence. Sure. I mean, thank you, you are an extremely powerful race. Might as well form a defensive pact. That might actually cost some influence, I didn't check. Yeah. It might, alright. Okay. Mining and research, lovely. Embassy bombing. Okay. Now we're on to something. United Earth Embassy on Vulcan has been targeted by a successful terrorist attack. Several hundred human and Vulcan casualties have been reported. Domestic violence is almost unheard of on Vulcan, and no group has yet claimed responsibility. However, many in the Vulcan intelligence service believe the bombing to be the work of the Cyrenite movement, a group dissatisfied with the Strom administration's foreign policy. Let's approve the investigation.
Colony.
Okay, take it easy, take it easy. Lost colony of Earth. First of all, this. So, Vulcan High Command has formally approved our request to dispatch teams to investigate the recent embassy bombing. Project
Updated.
available. Embassy bombing requires one science ship in orbit, and this time, this time it will be the Enterprise. How long do we have to get there? 1,800 days. Okay, so let's not delay anymore. Let's get there immediately with the Enterprise. The Lost Colony. Terra Nova was the location of one of United Earth's first extrasolar colonies. Having received no communication from the planet in years, every effort should be made to determine the fate of the expedition. Investigate further. Terra Nova. Okay, so is this... Oh, no, it's with the USS Smith. It's not with the Enterprise. Where is the USS Smith? Here it is. It's a rookie captain. And, look at that. It's like one system there, like maps like these. It's bloody gorgeous. Bloody gorgeous. Look at this. So there's Terra Nova. It's very similar to Earth, actually. Well, not quite. 60% temperate. Because of terrible hurricanes. Right. And surface impact. Large asteroid. Unfortunate, but let's take a look at this event. So, Captain Henry Legal turns to the communications officer and asks her to open channel to the surface. They hail the colony and met with silence and no reply. There are no biosigns, but the colony appears to be intact. Okay, let's assemble an away team and see what happened to our people. Now, a faction is found, and this is one of the things that I don't actually like dealing with, to be brutally honest with you. Yeah. But, okay, I guess they do both approve of me. Currently, at least. Liberation March and Scientists. They don't actually have a name. Oh, we can rename the faction. Oh, we might actually be able to do that. Diplomacy traditions, preserving cultures, federated, no purges, indirect... First contact... initiative, let's say. Right? Because they're pro-alien, pro-first contact, embracing diversity and stuff like that. Sounds like an okay name. Don't know why they started off with no name. Either way, oh, the effect isn't influence, it's unity. That's what you get from it. That makes a lot more sense. Now your support is only at 45%. I will need to edit, not edicts, but well, actually maybe even edicts. Map of the Stars might not be a terrible edict. Yeah, let's go with Map of the Stars. It will reduce my Unity income, but I feel like it's going to be worth it. And now I need policies. Where's my policies? Right here. As you can see, there's a few policies here and there. There's many with United Earth. Other nations and other civilizations don't get as many. So, eugenics outlawed. Practice of genetic modification is forbidden. Okay. Xeno rights, access to full rights, obviously. Biannual events enabled. Gender equality. Starfleet intelligence. Obviously I'm going to need this if I want to Hmm. No, I think moderate funding is good. I don't really see the reason to go to minimal or even, well, no is terrible, but I don't really see the reason to go to minimal. Okay, education policy. Ooh, balanced approach. Every student will produce 1 additional research of each type, or 3 per, and then I can go with private, which would provide that. Free higher education, military, religious studies, propaganda machine. Free higher education provides an additional 1% resource from jobs. Balanced studies, free higher education. You want me to do free higher education, don't you? Where are they? That will be in factions. You want free education. Yeah. And universal healthcare. I think that would make sense. Yeah. So we have universal hospitals, but we don't have universal healthcare. Healthcare jobs provide 5 social society research. Birth clinics would probably be my favourite currently because I want to expand as much as I can, but birth clinics don't seem to be a very Federation thing. Free medical access, I think, definitely is, and the extra unity will certainly help. Purging, of course, prohibited. Slavery prohibited. Population control prohibited. Refugees welcome. Robotic workers allowed, sure. Artificial intelligence. Let's go with citizen rights on that. Well, actually, no, not yet. We're not going to do this yet because we don't have AI that's like that. That's for the later era. Bishop stays open, first contact proactive. Land appropriation. Prohibited. Resettlement prohibited. Native enlightenment prohibited. Native interference. Passive study. Precise orbital bombardment. Benevolent vassals. Liberation wars. I might even switch this to defensive wars only. But I don't. There's not much of a point, you see. War philosophy just dictates what you can go to war for, not what you will go to war for. So I can even have this on unrestricted and still play the same role-playing Federation. So yeah, let's keep it at that.
Technology discovered.
Though I would like to take a look at not claims, factions now. You should like me a heck of a lot more, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Something happened on Terra Nova, but let's take a look at our research and then do... Oh, the NX project. Lovely. Let's get that. And then... Construction ship here, can build a mining thingamablob, and I think that's about it. We're settling 2 planets. It's going to be a bit of a drain on the resources. But we do need to set these planets up as fast as possible and expand, wow, pretty much as much as possible, honestly. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and do just that. The search continues, apparently, on Terra Nova. Captain's log supplemental. The away team's shuttle has landed on the surface near the colony. All they found so far are empty buildings covered in rust and foliage. There are no signs of weapon fire or any indication of what happened here. Alright, let's keep searching and see what we find. Oh, this is a different ship in a different different place. Okay. Because for a second I thought, like, oh, what's going on here? Like, how have we been kidnapped by sleeping dogs while the away team is down the planet? Oh, sorry. So this is Captain Anna Kreutz, and a small team from USS Ride have determined that the crew of the damaged vessel have fallen victim to a neurotoxin harmless to members of the away team while leaving the alien unconscious but alive. The captain has successfully hacked into the central computer and determined that toxin was picked up by the aliens after raiding a nearby star system while looking into the repair ship's engineers, lift the vessel, etc., etc. A fight ensues and Captain Anacroix is injured. The alien captain... Oh, well, yeah, the alien, but I guess the alien captain as well. Sorry. Vehicle's crew a female. We don't know that's the captain. Never mind. The alien contacts the USS Ryder with a list of demands, including repairs to the ship and substantial material compensation. She threatens to kill Anacroix if her demands aren't met shortly. Starve them out. Less unity. We will be respected. Destroy the vessel. That is... Yeah, if I want to build a Mirrorverse Federation, sure. But for now, no. Let's accept the demands and... Well, that's it, I suppose. If we'll have to find her some other time and date. Now, over here, let's grab ship survey. Nah, diplomacy or ship. Let's go diplomacy, I think. Yeah, let's go with diplomacy. Mostly because of the factions. Because, like I said, I don't like dealing with them. And I think this should, yeah, diplomacy tradition is +2. It didn't really change that much. Probably should have gone with more research, but I do need an alliance with these neighboring systems as quickly as possible. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll get that next anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Those are the first two things that we really have to get, and stuff after that is going to be, you know, eh. Let's get on with this event now, though. After hours of searching the ruins of the settlement, Captain Henry McGarl detects a life form on his tricorder. Pursuing the life signs, he follows it to a nearby cave system. The security officer takes point and proceeds into the opening, proceeding deeper beneath the surface. Both officers are ambushed by the inhabitants of the cave. Scaring back the primitive attackers with warning shots, they head back to the entrance. Moments before the mouth of the cave, the security... Moments before the mouth of the cave. Moments before exiting the mouth of the cave, I suppose. And it's moments before place, doesn't really make much sense. The security officer is struck by a flint spear and killed. Henry McGarl narrowly escapes. Time to negotiate.
Survey complete.
Speak boldly, or not.
Form a coalition proposal. New Federation, coalition of planets. Okay.
We will stand as one in the face of our enemies.
History record that on this day, the government of the Andorian Empire and the United Earth has signed a treaty of federation. As founding members of the coalition of planets, they will now face the future as firm allies. Okay. Will not join a federation with the Andorian Empire. We're gonna have to
Your people have no experience in
make you change your mind on that eventually. But what is most important is that we're going to have the Tellarite do the same thing and come here into the thingamajig. Now let's close border towards the Romulans, and can we declare rivalry? No, we must harm relations with them first. Okay, harm relations with the Romulans. That's not a very Federation thing to do, Juggernaut. I know, but I have to force some hostility into the game, because it's not impossible at all to be friends with the Romulans. Yeah, they're not unreasonable. You can actually befriend them. It's an open game, you know. It lets you do whatever you want. If you know, it doesn't force you to be enemies with someone you don't want to. So I actually appreciate that. But we're going to try and stick to the canon as much as possible. We are losing Federation XP. That's all right. We're going to lose it for ever and ever and ever. It's to be expected. Let's vote yes on this. And now, the captain and the medical officer head to the surface to retrieve the body of the dead security officer. Upon arrival, they're able to locate the entrance to the cavern complex and navigate to a room where the security officer's body has been left. The captain scouts out. Let's try to negotiate. No more bloodshed today. Sorry about that. The Novans emerge and accepting the peaceful intentions agreed, bringing the captain to a large cavern deep in the tunnels. After hours of negotiation, Captain Henry Legal is able to convince the Novans, as they call themselves, to trust the crew of the USS Smith.
Technology discovered.
Okay, lovely. We're now negotiating with cavemen. That's really quite something. Quite the thing we've managed to achieve.
The aliens have formed a federation. Construction complete.
Oh, well that's a little bit unfortunate. The Tellarite have formed a coalition with Vulcan. Oh dear Lord in heaven. No, 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 no. That's not going to be good. That's really not good. I need to sort this out somehow. Maybe if I leave the coalition with the Andorians. Huh. Yeah, I really didn't expect that. That's why I wanted to invite the Tellarites like literally as soon as possible, but
He's suffering from paranoia.
ouch.
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
Yeah. Alright. Despite an intense negotiation period and promises of aid, the Novans refuse to move to the surface. Captain Henry Legal, saddened by the failure, agrees to leave supplies behind and tell them if they change their mind to use the communication devices provided. Yeah. It is what it is, I suppose. Let's leave them to their way of life. We did invade their caves, so I guess we got what was coming to us in some way, shape, or form. I mean, then again, not really, but like I said, depends on how you look at it. Okay, now, if I were to leave Coalition, the other members will not be pleased. Yeah, but if I were to abandon this Coalition really quickly, and then go over here and be like, oi, can I please... Yeah, no, it's going to be a bit difficult, but... improve relations with them.
Speak boldly, or not at all.
Broke Coalition +2 yearly. Yeah, you're going to get over it, trust me. You're going to get over it. It's not the worst thing that happened to you.
Your people have no experience in interstellar affairs.
Initiating communications. Construction
It
complete.
is always good to have allies or enemies.
Promising candidate. Jay Hayes. Yeah, we don't need
Your
anyone
people
right
have
now.
no experience in interstellar affairs.
Okay, we need excellent relationship with one or the other, and then we can join this coalition, because as two members we would be the third. I'd rather join this and then convince the Andorians somehow to join me. Because as illogical and as dumb as it seems, I think I'm going to have more luck. Sorry, no. Need Alpha Centauri first. What? Cancel! Cancel! No, I can't cancel it. That's a shame. Somehow, I think I'm going to have more Prime. Prime? I read Prime here. I'm going to have an easier time convincing the Andorians to join a coalition with the Vulcans than vice versa. Even though Vulcans are supposed to be the logical ones and all of that good stuff. Still, don't really think that's how it's going to go this time round.
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
Sol Monitoring Station have detected an alien probe on a direct course for Earth. All attempts to hail have been met with silence, and as such, we must presume the vessel to be hostile. Red alert! Shields up!
Updated. Initiating communications.
What the hell is this? Clearly an alien probe, which I must attempt to destroy.
Speak boldly, or not at all. It is an honor.
Oh, they broke the Andorians!
What can the Imperial Guard do for you?
Now they're just receptive of me. God damn it. Yeah, we have bigger problems than the Andorians currently, I'm afraid. I can start making Intrepid class light cruisers. And, well, if you compare this to this, you're going to realize just how much... well, actually, the Intrepid class uses a lot less crew, which is a good thing. But it's overall more powerful in every way, shape, and form. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 2,000 hull points versus 900, and no shields yet, but evasion's about the same. Damage is a lot higher. Yeah, this, I mean, there's no real, I'm going to switch these out for fusion warheads, even though, well, actually, they do a little bit more damage. EPS is damage to weapons, this is damage, oh, this is ship weapons range. Yeah, let's go with tactical, and I don't need extra warp speed. Chance to evade isn't bad. Yeah, let's go with inertial dampeners. Disable auto design, save this as our Intrepid class vessel, and look at that, we've changed the scout to a deadless class. Now we couldn't put it on scout again as well, but we don't use these at all, so it doesn't really matter. Currently we have a light cruiser of Intrepid class. I could also make a new design for a light cruiser and have it be a Liberty class refit. You know what? Yeah, why not? Secondary hull and this. And a fusion warhead. Again, tactical, inertial dampeners, and additional bulkheads. Crew pods isn't bad. Command station is... Ooh, I really like command station. Let's go with command station. Okay, and then this is going to be Liberty class light cruiser. Did it save it as 2? Yeah, we don't need this one. Go away. And this one actually has additional bulkheads, right? That's not very good. I think I'd rather have command station here as well. Okay, lovely. Now, the whole reason I did all of this, the sole reason for doing all of this is that I know this fleet is about to go kaboom. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make a new fleet with a whole heap of these and start making it as soon as possible. Let's not sell too many of our prized possessions. Exchange for this, but a few. And reinforce. There we go, now this is going to start making the stuff. But right now, let's see how our Emmet-class frigates deal with a Zindy probe. And how do we know it's a Zindy probe? Well, look, just the whole major plot point of TNG Enterprise, the prequel one, technically, I suppose. The first Enterprise, right? Chronologically speaking. Not in terms of production, but in terms of in-universe production, yeah? Okay, you want to form a commercial pact. Lovely, yeah, let's get those relations back up. I mean, we had a bit of a misunderstanding, and I apologize for that.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we are actually damaging the Zindy probe, but I don't think we're going to be able to stop it before it reaches Earth. Well, I mean, that's something at least. We're not entirely defenseless against it, and hopeless. We are doing something to it. So, yeah. After several days analysing the rubble of the embassy building, and questioning identified witnesses, A.G. Robinson has concluded that the evidence does indeed point to the Sirenites, I think. Is that how you pronounce it? I think so. As the perpetrators of the bombing. The evidence seems almost too strong, however. Several chemical traces which link to materials found in the Vulcan's Forge region of the planet, where the Sirenites are known to keep a hidden commune, should have decayed within minutes of the blast and be barely detectable by now. Someone is setting them up. Someone is setting them up. How unexpected. Now, the space dock over here of Earth should provide a fair bit of firepower in dealing with the probe, but I really don't think we're going to be able to kill it, even with even if we manage to complete building one of these two ships, which we probably won't. The Forge, I mean, I love how two things are happening in parallel here. It really feels like a TV episode. Like, on one hand, we're discovering what happened on Vulcan, and on the other end over here, we have, well, disaster. You know, massive death and destruction inbound towards Earth. So really, you know, pick what you find more exciting. I kind of would like to avoid both things happening currently and just continue peacefully, but hey. The Forge, A.G. Robinson's investigation has led him to the Vulcan's Forge region, where the Sirenites are known to keep at least one hidden commune. A vast desert, the Forge is subject to electrical sandstorms and geomagnetic anomalies that interfere with scanning technologies. Progress through the Forge is slow, made more dangerous by the constant threat of Sehlath's attack. Orion Trade Union and the Vulcan High Command are now rivals. Can I rival the... No, but I could insult them and then rival them. Only greater than overwhelming. Right, that's probably going to be a problem. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, Epsilon Indy. Let's get working on that. And again, well, the probe is approaching Jupiter. Sorry, I need a drink. After taking shelter from an electrical sandstorm with a passing Vulcan pilgrim, A.G. Robbins has made a remarkable discovery. While referring to himself initially as Arev, the pilgrim is in fact Siren, the leader of the Sirenite movement. Professing ignorance of the embassy's bombing, he promises to lead A.G. Robinson back to the Sirenite compound in the Takarth Sanctuary in order to prove the matter. Alright. Let's hear him out. The Zindy probe is almost at Earth, and we nearly blew it up. It's almost dead. It's almost dead, but it is so close to Earth it's about to start firing. Oh no. Almost as if someone wanted this to happen in order to stay true to the story and the... That's okay. Yeah, if you haven't seen the show, yeah, the probe does make it to Earth, and it does shoot a laser at Buenos Aires, I think? And kills everyone there? I think so. I don't remember the exact city. I might be confusing it with the Stormship Troopers. Starship Troopers, sorry. But might be both cities, and might be the same city in both, actually. I don't quite remember. It is Buenos Aires and Starship Troopers, definitely. But the bugs hit first. Shortly after arriving at Takarth Sanctuary, A.G. Robinson meets with a number of Sinarites who, together with Sinar, attempt to explain the nature of their movement and how it rejects violence. A young woman named Pau is particularly vocal in her defense of the movement. Seems familiar, that name. The debate is the debate is interrupted even by alarms and the sound of explosions. Looking at the sky, several Vulcan fighters can be seen laying waste to the ground beneath them. The geomagnetic anomalies in the forge have reduced their accuracy, but not enough to prevent death of many Sinarites as they attempt to escape. Siren himself is fatally injured, dying shortly after, placing his hands on A.G. Robinson's face and muttering, "Remember." A.G. Robinson and Pau escape together into the cave network. So much so for our good friends, the Vulcans, eh? Not everything is as it seems. And meanwhile, on Earth, 50% devastation, half the planet in flames, and 1 billion dead. Now, current population is 18 pops, so it's more like I don't know. It would be simple to think of 1 pop equals 1 billion or 1 pop equals 1 million, but you really think in 2157 there's only 18 million people on Earth? No. And you think there's 18 billion people on Earth? That's unlikely too, considering they're scattered all over the place, like colonizing different places and planets and stuff. So, yeah, I know, it's maybe like 500 million people? So 9 billion on Earth? I think that makes a little bit more sense, maybe. Yeah. Let's go with that. 500 million people dead. This is a tragedy. The alien probe cut through Earth's defenses with ease before taking up position in geosynchronous orbit. Several minutes of apparent inactivity. I'll shorten the story. It fired the laser and it blew everything up. Nearly several 100 million. Yeah. Like I said, 500 million dead. And the alien probe then self-destructs, I think, or blows up. It's kind of like a suicide drone, right? It did its job and then that's it. Well,
initiating communications.
Infinite diversity in infinite conflict.
offer association status, yay. We're going to accept that, and then we're going to ask to join the coalition. And after this, immediately, the Enterprise is going to go and research this project. But first of all, we need the Forge storyline to end, to reach its conclusion. A.G. Robinson has experienced a number of visions following the attack on the Sirenite base. Learning that Siren carried the Katra, or soul of Surak, now transferred to himself. The mental toll is heavy. Powerly reveals the underpinning of the Sirenite faith in the Kishara, an ancient artifact said to contain the complete writings of Surak, thought lost to time. Within Kishara, T'Pau argues that they can prove the Cyrenites' peaceful ways to the Vulcan High Command. Agent Robinson's office has helped locate the artifact. Understood. Is there a time for the alien debris? 764 days. Unfortunately, time is rather limited, and I'm gonna have to go and investigate the debris with another ship, because I don't know how long the Enterprise is going to be in Vulcan space.
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
If it is real, it is important. The inevitable must be accepted to fight people.
It's funny that they're asking me to join a coalition, and so are they. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm really getting to... okay, we found the Kishara Huzzah. We'll read this in a second, but I really need to think about this political situation. It's kind of a little bit more important than that. I'm going to read up a little bit on this, or research this a little bit. How do I get them to stop fighting on a grand scheme political level? Sorry about that.
It is always good to have allies.
Yeah, I don't think joining two separate coalitions is a great idea. I think it's best that you be left without a coalition, and then I form this coalition, and then I add you to it somehow. I think that's a good idea, but I'm not sure how to do that precisely. But tell you what, though, this is going to be enough for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video, and we'll stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on this channel. Next time, we're going to finish up the Kishara and the Forge storyline, and we're going to go in and start investigating this probe that just killed 500 million people on Earth. And hopefully try and form the Federation a little bit ahead of time, because, well, if I'm going to be fighting the Zindy and the Romulans and all manner of nasties out there in space, I do need a few more ships and a little bit more help from my neighbours. Speaking of my neighbours, damn, that's a pretty darn decent fleet, isn't it? But most of the strength from that fleet comes from the 3 destroyers, the T'Pau class. And I'm about to have 4 ships of that type, which I'm currently building. It's just that building ships takes a long time. So yeah, this will be done eventually, but it'll take like what, more than 2 years to construct 4 Liberty class vessels. Actually 3 Liberty class vessels. So there you go. All right, good. Like I said, have fun, take care, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully, bye bye.